Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ako nga po pala si Dato Srimate S. Daligan. Ang aking report is ikalawang parte ng other methods of economic study, which is the discount, payback, and benefit cost ratio. Ang nakuha kong parte is ang benefit cost ratio. What is a benefit cost ratio or BRC? A benefit cost ratio or BCR is a ratio used in a cost-benefit analysis to summarize the overall relationship between the relative costs and benefits of a proposed project. BCR can be expressed in monetary or qualitative terms. If a project has a BCR greater than 1.0, the project is expected to deliver a positive net present value to a firm and its investors. Key takeaways. A benefit cost ratio or BCR is an indicator showing the relationship between the relative costs and benefits of a proposed project, expressed in monetary or qualitative terms. If a project has a BCR greater than 1.0, the project is expected to deliver a positive net present value to a firm and its investors. If a project's BCR is less than 1.0, the project's costs outweigh the benefits, and it should not be considered. How benefit cost ratio works? Benefit cost ratio are most often used in capital budgeting to analyze the overall value for money of undertaking a new project. However, the cost-benefit analysis for large projects can be hard to get right because there are so many assumptions and uncertainties that are hard to quantify. This is why there is usually a wide range of potential BCR outcomes. The BCR is also not provide any sense of how much economic value will be created, and so the BCR is usually used to get a rough idea about the viability of a project and how much the internal rate of return or IRR exceed the discount rate, which is the company's weighted average cost of capital or WACC. It is the opportunity cost of the capital. The BCR is calculated by dividing the proposed total cash benefit of a project by the proposed total cash cost of the project. Prior to dividing the numbers, the net present value of the respective cash flows over the proposed lifetime of the project. It is taking into account the terminal values, including salvage or remediation costs, are calculated. What does the BCR tell you? If a project has a BCR that is greater than 1.0, the project is expected to deliver a positive net present value or NPV and will have an internal rate of return or IRR above the discount rate used in the DCF calculations. This suggests that NPV of the project's cash flows outweighs the NPV of the cost, and the project should be considered. If the BCR is equal to 1.0, the ratio indicates that the NPV of expected profits equals to the costs. If a project's BCR less than 1.0, the project's costs outweigh the benefits and it should not be considered. Limitation of BCR. The primary limitation of the BCR is that it reduces a project to a simple number when the success or failure of an investment expansion relies on many factors and can be undermined by unforeseen events. Simply following a rule that above 1.0 means success and below 1.0 spells failure is leading and can provide a false sense of comfort with a project. The BCR must be used as a tool in conjunction with other types of analysis to make a well-informed decision. So may ipapakita ko sa inyong video which is kung paano ginagamit ang method na benefit cost ratio. So ganito yun. Let's watch this. Watch this.
Benefit cost ratio can support a decision-making scenario by employing a mathematical equation that results in a quantitative estimate. We use this estimate, like an informal crystal ball, to scope out the benefits of a particular situation against the costs of the situation. As you can see, it is a ratio, benefit divided by cost. It looks like this. The benefit is the estimated sales that would be made in this particular project multiplied by the probability that we will succeed in hitting that number. The cost is the estimated costs times by the probability of achieving the cost target. When we actually run the ratio, it looks like this. We assume that we have made the decision to work on a project that we project will generate $50,000 worth of revenue. And we're going to say that our assurance that we can hit that projected amount, or the probability, is 85%. We run the top portion of this equation by multiplying $50,000 by 0.85, and the expected revenue is $42,500. Now let's go to the estimated cost. We calculate that this will be $6,000 worth of costs to create the project, and the probability that we can keep the budget at that amount is at 90% certainty. When we run this part of the equation, we see the expected value of costs is $5,400. Now, when we divide the expected value of the revenue, $42,500, by the expected value of the cost, $5,400, the resulting benefit cost ratio is 7.87, which means that for every dollar that we spend on this project or this idea, we estimate that we'll earn $7.87. That's a terrific return. The BC ratio is a quantitative estimate that helps us quickly see if our decision was sound or if our decision was folly. You'll quickly realize that the BC analysis is based on estimation, and estimation is, of course, only as reliable as the data and the sources that spawn the hypothesized numbers. Use the BC analysis as a back-of-envelope, informal means of checking out a decision's wisdom.